Hi guys, welcome back to Foliage Loft. My name is Liam, and in today's video we're going to be doing a basic DIY project for your houseplants. Today we'll be making a circular trellis, or as some people like to call it, an infinity trellis. And if you're shopping for one of these, they might cost you about $15 to $30 depending on where you go, and I'm going to show you how to easily make one for free. So with a bit of time and some patience, you can save some money and also reuse something that you might otherwise throw away. And this is a super simple and basic DIY, so you should be able to do this in less than 10 minutes. So let's get right into it. Trellises are amazing for a few different reasons. They act as a great support system for your plants, and especially for plants that love to climb or vine. So Hoyas, pothos, monstera, and ivy plants are just a few families of plants that trellises will work great for. And it's going to help these plants grow stronger and become more mature, so they'll grow much larger leaves than if they were simply allowed to trail. Trellises can also give your plants a unique look, giving you some variety in the presentation of the plants inside your home. They can work to elevate your plants into your line of sight, and I think these circular infinity trellises that we're going to make today can look quite minimalistic and elegant, but definitely feel free to experiment with different shapes once you have the hang of shaping the wire. You could try different shapes like triangles or squares, or go for something more intricate if you have the patience for it. Something like a star shape or a heart-shaped trellis are some other ideas to explore. And all you're going to need for this activity is a pair of needle-nosed or snub-nosed pliers, some wire, and a plant. For this trellis, I'll be using an old clothes hanger which has a nice brass finish, and it might help for you to have something that will help getting a nice round shape for your trellis, so something like a bowl or a sturdy plant pot would work for this. And of course you'll want a plant for your trellis. So I have this Hoya Crimson Princess here, and you can see mine is getting a little long and it's starting to trail, so it's a great time to give this guy a bit of support. It'll actually help to promote some growth for this plant, and I think it's going to look awesome on our infinity trellis. And of course you'll have to figure out just how large you want your infinity trellis to be. A decent rule of thumb would be to double the diameter of your pot, so for a 5-inch pot like this one, we'll want a diameter of 10 inches for our trellis. And if you know the diameter you're going for, all you need to do to calculate the length of wire you need is to multiply the diameter by pi, or about 3.14. That'll give you the circumference, which is the total length your wire needs to be. Just don't forget that you'll need to stake the trellis down into the soil, so you should add a bit more length for the support stakes. To do this, just take the depth of your pot and multiply that by 2 to give you the extra length you should add to your wire. The pot we'll be putting it in is about 4 inches deep, so I'm going to add an extra 8 inches onto the length of our wire for those support stakes. So once we plug all of these into our equation for our 5-inch pot, we get a length of 39.4 inches. So once I have my coat hanger all straightened out, we measure it off and cut it around 40 inches. The measurement doesn't have to be perfect. Once my coat hanger was all straightened out, it was close to 50 inches long. So if you're wanting a large infinity trellis, you may need to buy some wire from a hardware store instead of using a coat hanger. And if your wire is thick like mine, you can use your pliers and bend the wire back and forth a few times to cut it to the desired length. And next is the part where you'll need some patience. You need to shape the wire. So we're going to use something to help us out here. Try to find something that's the exact diameter that you're going for, and slowly mold the wire around the object. I found 2 items to help with this, a collapsible salad bowl and a large metal pot. The straighter your wire is to begin with, the easier this will be. If there are a lot of kinks in the wire, you might have a hard time shaping it. And if you keep bending the same area back and forth, you may snap the wire, so be careful. The technique that I use is a mixture of using the round object to mold it, and then bending it by hand. It can be a little frustrating and awkward, but you should eventually be able to get a nice round shape. I wouldn't worry about getting a perfect circle. This is a DIY project after all, and I think it's okay if it's a bit imperfect. But once you have the basic shape down, you just need to take your pliers and bend the leftover wire away from the center of the circle so you can stake it down. And as easy as that, you have your very own infinity trellis basically for free for materials you most likely have laying around. Next, simply stake it down into the soil, being careful not to disturb the roots. Then you can attach your plant to the trellis. For some plants with thick and hardy stems, you can probably physically wrap the stem around the trellis, but eventually you'll probably have to come up with a more permanent solution. I would recommend using some Velcro tape to attach it. This way you can adjust it over time and it won't harm the plant in any way. If you don't find the bare wire to be attractive, you could also cover the wire in a thin coat of glue and wrap some jute rope or twine around your wire for a different, more rustic look. And that's it. It really is that simple. And now you have something that will be a great addition to your home and is going to help your plant grow stronger and larger. So definitely a win-win. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this basic DIY project. If you did, let me know in the comments down below and I can consider making more videos like this in the future. And if this video did inspire you, make sure you hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel to make sure that more people will see this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next week, see ya.